So today I'm joined by just a great friend, mentor, and just all-round super cool person. Some of you will know him in the community. We built this community to over 2,000 members now, which is amazing. Some of you know who he is, some of you won't. What I can tell you is we've got some exciting news for you, by the way. We're going to share some exciting news in a minute and let you know what that is. But I've known this gentleman for a few years now, and he's had a massive impact on my business and my life when it comes to being an even better human being in many ways. And he doesn't like me saying that, but that's the truth. Like, that is how it goes. Look, so many skills from him, and he's a great person. And it's always a privilege to be speaking to him. We're great friends and we've got a connection, but we both come from the same place, which is a place from the heart, and want to serve humanity. And it's always great to have the amazing, the undisputed king of serving and closing, Mr. Matt Alwell, on here today. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, really good, mate. Thank you. I think we should just call it a day there. I'm done. Get the petrol, burn me. It's not going to get any better than this. Good evening, martial artists. Good evening, martial arts world. I want to say a big thank you, actually, if I may, to the martial arts business owners in the group, because for those of you that don't know me, I've been fortunate enough to have had Gordon in my life now for 2.5 years, maybe even 3. And yeah, we've done quite a lot of business together, and we're partners together as well, which is pretty cool. And we're great friends. I've got a rugby background, and I think that one of the reasons why I've got such a great synergy is because rugby and martial arts have got a lot in common, actually, particularly around values. And right here, right now, the role that martial arts classes, schools, dojos, rugby clubs, sports clubs are going to play in the recovery of our communities as we move through COVID season and come out the other side. It's massive. So I think Gordon and I have got. I'm not an martial artist myself, but I've been lucky enough to work with lots of martial arts business owners through Gordon, and I just feel it's more than a business. It's more than sport. It's life, really, and the power that you've got in your palms to heal our communities through discipline, through respect. You can reverse diabetes in a child in your amazing sport. You can reverse bullying in a child. You can literally change the course of a human being's life. And where I come in is to make the process of growing your business, and where Gordon comes in, and particularly like his mastermind, to structure your business. And I give you a little bit of help with the sales bit, so that you can serve your communities and grow martial arts throughout the country like a positive rainfall of just great stuff.
I love it. And I want to say, Matt, it's always a pleasure to have you on here. And for those of you guys who are watching right now, I just want to, I haven't made this announcement, but I will do now. So we run a mastermind program, and also for you guys who are in the free community, me and Matt have got a partnership now. We've partnered up with the Elite Closing Academy, and it's been brewing for a while, but Matt is incredible. He's now part of our mastermind program, so they get access to Matt training them every couple of months, and in this free, which is amazing, and we're really excited. By the way, masterminders are so excited about that, by the way. Yeah. They were buzzing in the group.
I'm excited.
and in the free community, we said, look, how can we help the guys in the free community? How can we help them? And so Matt's going to be in here every month, just delivering for you guys, see where he can help and help you guys as well. Just get over some of the barriers that you may have around selling, closing, etc. And he's also got an amazing, completely free gift for you as well, which I think will be absolutely, you'll love this. So stay on to the end to get that. It's absolutely super cool. And when I say free, completely free. So we'll look out for that as well. But Matt, it's great to have you here. So guys who are listening in right now, Matt is a world-class sales closer, just like I said, great communicator. One of the biggest things I've learned from you, Matt, is without doubt is the art of communication. Without doubt, we wouldn't have done the extra two to £300,000 in our business if it wasn't for you, Matt, and what you've taught me and you continue to do today. So I wanted to put that out there because I think it's important. But during this pandemic right now, we're in I believe, the latter stages of this pandemic, Matt. And I'd love to get your insight and wisdom around, obviously you've been part of our community. Now we've got a partnership and now which is great. Like seeing martial arts schools, I know you're very passionate about them. What do you see is the biggest, like for you, what you've seen when they come to your sales closing days, etc.? What do you find their first barriers, the biggest barriers to start with? What do you find?
Yeah, well, I think if I can go, the first thing I see before barriers is I see really committed people. I see really committed humans. And look, my dad was born in a tin bath in Birmingham in 1946, right? Loves a smoke. He's like a council house rat, right? Proper hard bloke. And he will tell you he's not like the most clever bloke ever to walk the planet. Neither am I, by the way. And what he is, he's a grafter. He's got, he can tile and he can do bathrooms. And when I see a lot of the martial artists that first come through the door, I see people who are like really fucking committed to growing martial arts in our communities, and to like you might work all day and then there you are doing a class online in fucking COVID season. You can't even see people. So the first thing I notice is commitment in martial artists. That's the first thing I see. And if you're listening to this, like, keep it going, because like I'm going to toss it out there. You won't hear the gurus say this.
No.
You won't hear all the big people. Like, I'm going to say it, right? I ain't no fucking guru. Let me tell you something. This is as hard as it gets, right? So if you think that you're having a tough time at the minute and you think about throwing the towel in, fucking don't. Whatever you do, don't. Just keep going. Don't look for growth. Don't expect your schools to like double and triple and all that. I lost like literally 7 figures in sales last year that I would have got with stuff I got bubbling. But my business partner, I just said, look, let's focus on what we can do. Let's focus on serving the fuck out of our clients like never before. And all your mums and dads and their kids, like I've got a 7 and 11-year-old next door. Please don't stop. Like, they need you. Even if you don't like Zoom, I fucking hate Zoom. Even if you can't use a computer, I can't use a computer. Right, guilty. Just do your best. And even if you sort of cobble together and make the class a bit of fun and have a child stood in front of it for a bit and fucking hit people, I don't care. I don't care. Just please, the first message is to stay committed and don't give up. Sorry, Gord. But that's the first thing I notice before a challenge. Commitment. I love what you've got, you lot.
Amazing.
So,
yeah, Matt.
Things that I see the most, quite frankly, when it comes to sales, being open and real, is if you think about what it takes to go from white belt to black belt, and I'm no martial artist, but I have great respect for the sport itself and anybody that can perform at any level of sport, particularly a high level, a world champion like Gordon. My cousin, Sean Loftus, was the European kickboxing champion about 24 years ago, long time ago. But the first thing, like when you think about it, like how long does it take to go from white belt to black belt? It takes time. So when I see years, it's years, isn't it? So I think what I see is when it comes to selling, I see people almost expecting to just turn up once and then it's just going to all happen and be really selling, like becoming a black belt, being an expert is bloody hard work. It takes mastery, it takes time, it takes practice, you got to get it wrong a few times. So I think what I see, Gordon, the most, which is, look, this is why my sales training is there. It's why I wrote my book. It's why you've got a mastermind. It's why all of you have got 12-month programs, because it takes time to master something, and sales is no different. That's the biggest challenge I see, to be honest.
Yeah, and very much I find, and I don't know whether you say it's a mindset a lot of time as well. It's how you shift it, like anything, isn't it? It's how they perceive selling. This has been the big thing that I try and teach, what I learned from you. You definitely switched my mindset from how I perceived sales. Like, so for instance, I thought selling was bad. until you really opened my mind up to the ability to serve. And it's like, whoa, like, hold on a minute. So it's not selling, it's serving. It's not grabbing people in a fucking headlock and giving them this and you'll buy my double glazing that you don't like. You know, it's actually, when you have something like martial arts, you have to become really good at this, because you let by the way, in my mastermind programs and in my events that I run, Matt, we talk about this a lot. And one of the biggest things is people allow people to not allow them, but because they've got such closed language, people walk off who need us, and then they're still in the mess when we can solve so many of their challenges in life. And it was like, once I learned that, like, actually, I need to switch my mindset. I need to frame what selling is first and get that differently in my head. That was my biggest challenge. And then I need to go and say, right, actually, I need to learn this stuff. This is a process, which is the system that you teach. And I think you're absolutely right. People want the magic pill, don't they? They want to learn one thing and away you go. And it's not that. I mean, how many years? I reckon a good 18 months before I got really good at this stuff. I reckon that, with your training, going to your trainings and really, you know, me and you on the phone and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's such a wonderful art, isn't it? Because it's not, because the fact is, we don't need to sell anything really. It's then sell, hard sell. We've just got to have a process around that, you know. So I definitely agree with that.
And I think for those listening to this thinking, where do I get started? I think the first place to get started is to, if you've got a pen and paper, there's a couple of things, philosophies really, that I share that I think should be helpful for you right now. And the first thing is, you've got to ask yourself, when you think of selling, like, you've got to check what that means to you. So what you think, because I do this. I have thousands of people come through the doors, online and in person. And I always get a massive mixed response to that question. So I think first and foremost is just double checking, like, when it comes to selling, like, what do you think about sales? So then you can afford to get whatever you think about it and just put it to one side for 1 minute. And now let me share what I think selling is. Well, firstly, I think selling is asking really powerful questions. And I'm going to give you a couple of really tangible questions that you can ask. So you might say to somebody that's clicked on an advert about martial arts classes, if you want to sell to them, the number one thing is to not show them how the classes work or tell them what you think they should like about it. Is to ask them. So the first thing is, remember, sales is asking, not telling. And I know that's opposite. I'm one of the only people on the planet that teaches this philosophy. Mm-hmm. All right. So here's a sales question. When you clicked on the advert about our martial arts classes and the power they can have on the impact they can have on a child's life, what was it that made you click? That's how you sell. Mm-hmm. Because they will then tell you what they think. Yeah. They will then move towards you, what's going on underneath, and then you can open the conversation. But that's a good example of a sales question. This is the opposite. Thanks for clicking on the link. Let me tell you all about martial arts classes and martial arts and my school and how long I've been doing it and what happens when your kid comes and why your kid should come, and this is what you're going to get and that's what you're going to get. That is hard selling.
It is.
Yeah. So I think that rule, like 101, is to check in with yourself. And if you've got any negative connotations around the word sales, or if you've got any old mindset stuff, look, my old man, it goes back years. If you've got any sort of old patterns, or first and foremost, you've got to declutter that stuff. And remember, I've done a lot of study on the brain and how humans work, and men in particular, when they're being sold to, they need it to be really, really simple. So it's that the interaction's got to be like, hasn't got to be all smoke and mirrors and all like bonuses and not sharing information. In fact, it's got to be the total opposite. Hey, look, we've got some martial arts classes. You've shown up tonight. What questions have you got? How can I help you? Oh, what do you need to know? That's how you sell. Very conversational. And lastly, from me, before I come back to you, Gord, the way I see every sales conversation is the same as I look towards like a marriage. What I think you should all look to do is to get away from the monthly fee of 30 quid a month and 25 quid a month, and start to think like, wouldn't it be interesting if you could like think over 10 years and 20 years? I'd love to know if you're listening to this. Like, just put yes if your whole life has been changed by martial arts. Type yes in the comments below. I know there'll be a lot of yeses, right? So when somebody goes, how much is it? Give them your tenure. Go over 10 years. We start at as little as £6,422. What are the questions have you got? It'll be the best £6,500 you've ever spent in 10 years. Like, and here's the reason why: you're going to get, you're going to grow as a human being. We're going to reverse diabetes in your kid. That your fault, by the way, mum and dad, and stop fucking smoking when you tell me you can't. It's wouldn't it be amazing if you could stretch your answers over 10 and 20 and 30? Over a lifetime, you're going to invest about 25 grand. It'd be the best fucking 25 grand you've ever invested. What other questions have you got? Wouldn't that be incredible?
Yeah.
Like, how long does it take to get a massive result for a human? Well, it takes as long as it takes. But I'm telling you, when they commit to martial arts classes, your whole life changes. Wouldn't it be interesting if you could think like that instead of, oh, fuck, it's, well, one is £12.50 a month and the other one's 14 quid a month. And by the way, they're not monthly. If you're quoting monthly, stop it.
Yeah.
It's annual. You should quote annual. You want people to be making decisions on the annual fee, not the monthly fee. Anyway, I digress.
No, I love that. And I think it's really, and the passion that comes out, and you were so right. One of the big things is belief, isn't it, Matt? The belief. Like, we talk about this a lot, doesn't it? It's not what you say, it's how you say. So number one, it is what you say, but also it's how you say it as well, how you deliver it. Now, in martial arts, if you go and fight on the mats and you've never been on the mats before, and you've been training in the dojo and it's been really, really good and you feel really sharp, you go to the mats, you go and fight in a tournament, even though you've been doing it and repeating it, it's a completely different space. So you end up like, oh, you know, you get nervous, you're apprehensive, etc. So it's environment. So this takes time to nurture and practice and work on all the advanced stuff that you teach. I mean, you teach other elements, don't you, around tonality and all of these wonderful things. And what I love about what you do, Matt, and I think this would be good just to share, you try and make like the importance of making this flow rather than it being like a, you know, like a pressure. Because I know lots of martial arts school owners, it becomes a pressure like that. I hate selling. I hate picking up the phone. Yeah. I don't like this. I had a course I was running the other day. Every single one of them, right, bar none, I hate the phone. I don't like the phone. I don't like it. Like, it's because you actually might not like that. Do you like serving people? Yeah, the hand. I love helping people. You know, oh, go the hands. But it's this change of mindset because they feel they're selling. You know, well, what would you say?
It's a bit like if you were on the mat in a fight and you didn't have a jab. Like, you know, being able to pick up the phone or follow somebody up is like having a jab. It's a part of, it's a toolbox that a business owner that wants to succeed in martial arts must have.
Can I just say to me here, Matt, because I know you're going to absolutely love this. And I haven't told you about this. So anyone listening here, we run our Kickstart. We run our 2-day event, which, you know, the Martial Arts Business Elevator, which helps you. It runs the master system, and it helps you really grow your martial arts. So it really puts in the systems to be a successful martial arts school, right? You know, to master your business, you know, all that kind of stuff, right? To market and scale and systems and growth and staff and etc. Right? And on that, we do just a small little invitation really to take a look at our mastermind program. So there was only like 7 guys on the program, and at the end of it, like they could, you know, they can either, if they want to take it up, they can. We don't do any hard sell, nothing like that. And it was really interesting. So no one bought on the day. So we phoned up today just to follow up, right? And check this out. I know Matt's gonna love this. The guy says, I was really hoping someone to phone me today to sell me onto the program. And I'm not lying. I'm not lying, guys. He actually was hoping someone would phone him up to talk about, and he said to sell me onto the program because he knew he needed it. Now, if we didn't do that follow-up call and do it in the way that we're taught by you, Matt, we would have not had that guy and wouldn't have helped him, because guess why? Why didn't he take it up? You know, if he's listening now, he'd probably be laughing because I know he's a cool guy, right? Because he's in fear. He needs guiding. Like sometimes they need that follow-up call. No, they always need the follow-up call. So what do you think to that, Matt?
Well, I think firstly, mate, it kind of brings a lot of joy to my ears, and I think everybody listening to this is going to have had a time where you just know deep down that if you'd have called someone or followed them up, that there's going to be a more chance of having a good human interaction. And even if they don't buy then, they're going to remember you. And remember, like, whatever happens between two human beings at the end is the thing you'll always remember the most. So as long as you have a cordial conversation, and even if it's not for now, it's okay. But look, there's some stats around follow-up. 48% of businesses never follow up in the UK, never. So if you'd have been in the 48, the gentleman that ended up investing his time and money and energy in your mastermind program and all the results he's going to get from that, he just sits at home and never gets those results. Now that's the opposite of service. That's holding somebody back because you didn't have the right skills. By the way, the opposite of serve is hold back. And what happens is, what I find is, if you serve so much that you forget to sell, which is to present, having understood them, the options, and then close them into one of the program that gets them the result, that's the close. If you serve so much you forget to sell, then you hold them back and you hold yourself back, and you hold the recovery that that martial arts will give after we come out of COVID. You hold that back as well. So our communities are fucking broken. You guys can fix them. But if you can't serve, sell and close, it's going to hurt you and them and us. So if you sell so much that you don't serve or close, nobody likes it, feels pushy. And if you don't serve or sell and you only look to close, you don't earn the right. So this is a balance. This is a balance. Remember, the opposite of sell is to get. So when an untrained business owner or salesperson tries to hit you with all the reasons why you should do it and features and benefits, and basically when you ask them the price, they turn into a puddle and it's all awkward. The opposite of sell is get. They're trying to get you into the program or get you into their dojo to get some cash in, and that feels bad. And then the opposite of close is open. If you've done the whole process, then you get to close and you bottle asking the big question, or you get something wrong, or you're just not trained enough, then they walk out the door open-ended, needing the benefits of martial arts and all the amazing things that it does. And you're open-ended as well, because let's face it, if you haven't got cash in the bank, you can't fucking serve anybody in business.
No. Unbelievable. And what I love about this whole process as well is where you were saying, like, I talk, the sale is actually done in the classes. The sale is done as you're teaching. That's the sale. The art of closing is the big thing, the way that you do it. And that's the big skill set that you have. Well, actually, it's the whole process, serve, sell, close, which is what your process is. It's really, 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 really powerful.
I think there's a good way of remembering this for everybody is what I tend to see as one of the top three sort of problems that I see in most untrained, unprofessional salespeople. Nice people, but they're just they're untrained. Is that what they do is they make the selling process easy. So they'll sort of like ignore any real problems or challenges or concerns that people have got. They don't give you the fees. They don't talk about money. They sort of leave it all. And so they make sales easy. And then what happens is the close becomes really hard. So when you've done all the hard work and you've done all the serving and you've made selling easy and you've skirted around a few issues, comes the close, and because you haven't sold them properly, because they haven't got enough information, because they haven't involved their partner early on, because they haven't thought about how they're going to move rugby classes or netball classes, they haven't done it because you didn't fucking share any information by selling to them. Now what happens in the close is they go, oh well, I'd love to, but I need to have a think about it. It sounds great, but can you pop it on an email? Fucking email? No, why would I do that? I've got you here now.
Yeah.
Like, what do you need an email for? What are you going on about? Don't even say that now, by the way. But it's like you get to that point where actually the truth is, here's the skill. Selling is the hard bit. And I want to say this properly. Selling is hard work, in brackets. It's just hard work. It requires work. Becoming a black belt is hard work, right? Closing is easy. By the way, when you've earned the right, you just go, so which one of the three classes are going to get you the best result?
Yeah.
That's a closing question. And they go, oh, I'll take the 2 class a week Per annum, right. And which payment option did you want? Painful or split pay? I'll go painful. Brilliant. Which card do you want to put in? That's closing. Piece of piss, right? It's a piece of piss. That is the easiest thing on God's plan. It's what goes before that you've got to put time and effort into.
Matt, it's been amazing. I know you haven't got so much time here, so we're just we're coming up to the half-hour mark. But Matt, as always, we could go on and on about this, and I just want to say it's great partnering up with yourself as a partnership within Martial Arts Business Mastery, especially with the mastermind programs, and then coming into the free group. Now, I know we've got something that we want to give away. You all got something. Matt is giving his book away for free. And he's going to pay the postage as well. So, and this is only for martial arts schools. So they're giving the book. He's giving the book away for free, and the postage. So you pay zero, nothing, niente, right? So if you would like that, I'm going to post it in there. If you are watching this back, let us know. Free book from Matt, including the postage. You pay nothing; it will get delivered to your door. It's his way. He doesn't do this normally. There's normally plus postage, but Matt's giving this away to the Martial Arts Business Mastery community, because we're in partnership now. We're working together within my mastermind program and say, well, how can we serve the free community? And that's a nice thing, isn't it, in COVID?
Yeah, I think as well, look good. I just, honestly, I've got so much respect for what you've done in the marketplace for martial arts business owners. I really have. And, you know, for anybody out there that's in this free community, I'd strongly urge you to be curious about Gordon, about how else he can support you, and you know, I'd honestly urge you to go look. Two things: don't look any further than what Gordon's created, which is basically, if you can imagine like Mr. Tickle and Mr. Happy, and Mr. Fucking Everything and Mr. Positive, and like just imagine an octopus with a marble, right? In like what you've created, Gordon, for this community as a whole. And look, we're lucky to say that you're doing this all over the world now. Be curious about what's there. And then the second thing is, like, just remember that your role in the next 5, 7, 10, 12 years as the UK and around the world, as we start to mend our communities, like, fuck the government. They'll fuck it up. The government will fuck it up, right? Don't worry about that. We know that's a fact. Don't matter what colour government they are, blue, red, white, don't forget about it. They'll fuck it up, right? It's in our hands. As small business owners, as entrepreneurs, martial arts business owners, like, the power is in your palms right now. And, you know, Gordon and I want to do everything we can to support you.
Brilliant, mate. So if you do want Michael Shoot, you want a book, we'll get that to you. It's free, postage, everything, all from Matt. Thank you so much for joining us, Matt. We'll be on here every single month. Just putting a little bit of gold, a bit of sprinkle in here of the Elite Closing Academy. So yeah, Elite Closing Academy, Martial Arts Business Mastery. We are working in partnership now, which is, I'm really excited about it, Matt. And yeah, I mean, like, it's just great for us to do our thing.
It's been a long time coming. It's trying to find that synergy and also, you know, when two businesses come together. By the way, I don't know whether you've got the link, how you're going to do it, whether you post it.
I'm in there now. 100%. I've got it all here now. I'm whacking it in there, guys. So click on the link that you will get. Just go straight to that page there. No, not even the postage. They're paying the postage for you. Matt's paying the postage and everything. You'll get a book delivered to your door.
One thing I'd like to share with everyone as a bit of a takeaway, if I can, is one of the most powerful things you can do in lockdown phase number 3 or 6 or whatever this one is something called warm prospecting. So ask yourself this question: how many people have you already created leads for in the last 3, 4, 5, 6 months? I just sat there now, like I am, with 2 beautiful children who are going frigging nuts. No structure, like desperate for a teacher, desperate for some fun, desperate just to see some little other people in, you know, bobbing about and all that kind of stuff. Who could you ring tonight, now? I go, hey, it's called I've Been Thinking About You call. I've been thinking about you. By the way, great news is we are currently delivering our martial arts classes online until it's safe to do so. And we'd love to give you and your children an opportunity to enroll what questions have you got, and we'll see if we're a good match. And if we are, we can get you enrolled ASAP. Like, just do that.
I love that. What a great ending that is, Matt. I love that. Thank you very much, Matt. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. If you're watching on replay, type #replay. The awesome Mr. Matt Auwal in the house. And pleasure. Remember, guys, keep learning, growing, and you will continue to succeed. I'm Gordon Birchung, Auwal, and we will see you again soon. Take care, guys, and keep growing.